Hello students, welcome to the channel. Thank you for the messages that you've been sending me about the kind of content you would like to see on the channel. One of the things that I heard from you after I uploaded the subject-verb agreement drill was to prepare another drill on subject-verb agreement where the sentences were longer and it was harder to spot the correct subject-verb pair. So in this drill today, I have taken longer sentences, SAT and ACT grammar style sentences, and we'll try and work through this drill to see how to always find the correct pair for the subject and the verb. Okay, question 1. The increase in unemployment rates coupled with significant increases in retail prices and energy costs is or are forcing many homeowners to look into alternative sources of fuel. So as we discussed in the last drill, there is always the need to find the correct subject for a verb. I need to select the correct subject for the verb here. And once I find that subject, once I find that one word that acts as the subject for this verb, I will be able to determine whether to use a singular or a plural verb. So you should ask yourself, what is it that is forcing homeowners to look into alternative sources of fuel? Why are they looking at alternative sources of fuel? It is the increase in unemployment rates. The increase is forcing them, not unemployment rates. The unemployment rates in the sentence are presented as increasing. So the subject is increase. What about this whole part? Does it not affect the singularity or plurality of the verb? It does not. When I say coupled with significant increases in retail prices and energy costs, this is like using additive phrases, right? We have discussed additive phrases in a previous drill. Additive phrases are words that like as well as, together with, in addition to. These are additive phrases that do not change the nature of the main subject. If the main subject is singular, the verb remains singular, right? Only when we say and, only when we say he and his friend are coming to the party, only when we use and do we make the subject compound or the subject plural, because both he and his friend would then be the subject and we would use the verb are. He and his friend are coming to the party. But here we are not. Here we are using an additive phrase. And so this does not affect the singular nature of increase, right? And so the right answer is option is. The increase is forcing many homeowners to look into alternative sources of fuel. Number 2, the number of car accidents caused by faulty brakes, like the number of accidents caused by faulty wiring. So I think there's a missing word here. Of. Like the number of accidents caused by faulty wiring has or have increased significantly since regulations on manufacturing were relaxed. Again, I need to ask myself, what has increased significantly? So here, the number of car accidents has increased significantly. I've discussed this before. When we say X of Y, the number of car accidents, it is X which acts as my subject, not Y. I would say the number of car accidents, and the number is singular. It's a number, right? The number of car accidents has increased significantly. What about this part? This part is simply a comparison. I'm talking about the number of car accidents caused by faulty brakes, and I'm comparing that to the number caused by faulty wiring. So it's a comparison. It does not affect the singular nature of the subject. Here, this subject, which is singular. And so the right answer for this is has, not have. The number of car accidents has increased significantly since regulations in manufacturing were relaxed. Okay, number 3. A higher interest rate is only one of the factors that keeps or keep the housing market from spiraling out of control. Okay, what are we trying to say here? A higher interest rate is only one of the factors that keep or keeps the housing market from spiraling out of control. So the author is saying that there is the possibility of the housing market getting out of control, the housing market in the prices of houses either tanking substantially or rising substantially, right? So one of those factors would be an out of control situation. And the only thing, or rather the one of the things that's keeping us from that disaster is the higher interest rate. So what is the subject for this? What is the subject for keeps or keep? What is it that is keeping the housing market from spiraling out of control? The right answer here is factors, right? It is not higher interest rate, because I'm using the relative pronoun that here. For example, it's like saying this is one of the books that have character X in them. When I say books that, then this verb has to agree with books, because I'm defining the books. This is one of the books that have character X in them. So the use of a relative pronoun that is used to define or provide information about the subject. And so the verb after that should agree with the noun before that. So what are the factors that keep the housing market from spiraling out of control? There are many. A higher interest rate is one of them, one of the factors, plural. And so the right answer is keep, not keeps, because plural factors will take the verb keep. Okay. Number 4, with companies spending large parts of their advertising budgets online, the market for content such as feature articles and opinion essays created by professional writers, bloggers, and individual users is or are expanding. So this is a very typical question on SAT or ACT grammar, where you are asked to find the correct verb in terms of singular or plural. And the subject for the verb is kind of hidden within a long sentence, right? So always ask yourself, what is it that is expanding? Because that will give you the answer, the one word answer that will be the subject for the verb. The market for content. The market for content. This is describing the kind of content. This is describing the people who create that content. So these are all descriptors. These are all descriptors that provide information, right? They do not bother with, or they do not affect the main subject, which is the market. The market is expanding. The market for content is expanding. So do not let any extraneous information, do not let this extraneous information take you away from the goal of finding the correct subject for the verb. Since market is singular, my right answer is. Market is expanding. Okay. Number 5, art experts have attributed the enduring intrigue of Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa to everything from her enigmatic smile, which has or have never been explained, to her association with the rich and powerful families of Europe. So here I'm speaking about Da Vinci's famous painting, Mona Lisa, and the fact that it has an enduring intrigue, right? It has this sense of not being able to pin down the painting, right? There is always the sense of scholars have wondered, what is she thinking? What is Mona Lisa thinking in this painting? What is going on in her mind? So there is this intrigue associated with the painting, and experts have attributed this to her enigmatic smile. The way she's smiling is enigmatic in the sense that you can't really figure out why she's smiling. Is her smile a gentle smile of sarcasm, or is it a smile of pleasure? So there is an enigma to the smile. It's not clear, which has never been explained, has or have, to her association with the rich and powerful families of Europe. So there are all of these factors that go into why Mona Lisa continues to intrigue viewers. So what is the subject for has or have never been explained? It is her enigmatic smile. Her enigmatic smile has never been explained, right? It is given the enduring intrigue is attributed to everything from her enigmatic smile, which has never been explained. So this is a relative clause starting with which that provides you information about the smile. And since smile is singular, the right answer would be has, which has never been explained. Okay, number 6. In his laws of motion, which now forms the core of classical mechanics, Isaac Newton introduced 3 important physical ideas: the concept of inertia, the relationship between force and acceleration, and the coupled nature of forces. So here we are speaking of Isaac Newton, who is known as the father of mechanics, because his laws of motion kind of laid the foundation of that subject, right? So what is it that forms the core of classical mechanics? The laws of motion, right? It is the laws of motion which form the core of classical mechanics. And when I have x of y, laws of motion, it is x that will determine my subject. The laws of motion form the core of classical mechanics. And since laws is plural, the right answer would be form, the plural verb, form. In his laws of motion, which now form the core of classical mechanics, Newton explained important ideas. So you see, it's not difficult to get subject-verb agreement correct if you are able to pin down the correct word, the correct subject for the verb that is being tested. And ask yourself the question, what is this verb referring to? What is it that forms the core of classical mechanics? What is it that has not been explained? And when you ask that question, you'll be able to find that one word, which is the subject of the verb. And that verb, that word, that subject alone will decide if your verb is singular or plural. Do not let any other information get in the way. Hope this exercise was useful. If it was, hit like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comment section if there are other kinds of drills that you would like me to upload for grammar or any other topic. I'll see you all in a new video soon. Take care. Bye-bye.